Here's a stat that might make you sweat a little bit. Over 56% of millennials don't have $1,000 saved. That means one emergency, a car repair, a dental bill, losing your job, and you're instantly in panic mode. Now imagine having $10,000 sitting in the bank. That's not just money, that's freedom. It's the difference between stressing every time life punches you in the face and being able to say, yeah, I got this. In today's video, I'm giving you the step-by-step guide and game plan to go from zero or close to it to 10K saved. This is the same approach I used while climbing out of $100,000 in debt. So if I can do it, trust me, you can too. Step number one is to get real with your money. You can't fix what you don't track. The first step is knowing your numbers. Log into your bank account, pull up your credit card, grab a notebook or a spreadsheet, whatever works. Write it down. How much you earn monthly, how much you spend monthly, where your money is actually going. Sounds basic, but most people never do this. And when you don't track, you can't change. There was a time where I completely avoided my bank account because I was too scared to see how low my money was. I would constantly log into the credit card app just to make sure I paid the absolute minimum, but I didn't scroll. I didn't go up and down to see what I was spending. I just went in there, paid the minimum, logged out. That was it, because ignorance is bliss and it feels great, but it also amassed $100,000 of debt. So here I am telling you not to make the same mistakes I did. Step number two, cut the obvious junk out. Here's the deal. You don't need to stop living. You just need to stop leaking, which sounds gross. Think about the sneaky stuff. Streaming services that you forgot about. $25 DoorDash delivery fees. Impulse Amazon purchases at 2 a.m. Gym memberships that you started at the beginning of the year and swear that you'll go to next month. Cutting even $5 a day, that's just over $1,800 a year. That's nearly 20% of your 20K goal without working any harder. Back when I was an absolute dumbass, I had this thing where every single time I walked into a gaming store, I would buy a game, no matter what. I'd walk in and be like, okay, I'm buying a game, and I would spend money on that game. And now you can't even just buy a game. That game includes DLCs, costumes that you gotta purchase. If you wanna be better at the game, you gotta spend a little bit of money too. So it's never just buying the game. So that kind of ruined me for a little bit. That, and I never cooked. I always just bought food every chance I got, and I never split it up. They would give you massive amounts of food at those hot plate places, and I could have just split it into dinner, lunch, no problem, but I would have it as lunch, which didn't really help my health situation. But yeah, I used that money from spending on those ridiculous things, and very surprised about how fast I saved. The point isn't to live miserably. It's okay to stop wasting money on stuff you won't even remember tomorrow. Step three, build a 10K fund account. You need a place where this money lives. Open a separate account. Your bank can do it. I know it can. You know it can. Ideally, this account is a high interest savings account. This does two things. Keeps your $10,000 safe from, oops, I spent it moments. Lets you see progress, which is motivating. Name it something that fires you up, like Freedom Fund or Work Optional Fund or Never Working Till I'm 65 Fund. I don't know, name it whatever you want. I thought of naming mine Please Don't Make Me Move Into My Parents' Apartment Fund. But yeah, I just stuck with Treat Yourself. That one's pretty good. Trust me, once you have that balance grow and you see it incrementally moving up every so often, you'll get addicted to saving. Step four, automate the small wins. This is where the magic really genuinely happens. Automation. Set up automatic transfers every time you get paid. Even $20 a paycheck adds up, because here's the truth. You'll never find extra money at the end of the month. You have to take it off the top before you even have a chance to spend it on something. Think of it like Netflix for your future self, except instead of binge watching shows, you're binge building wealth. At one point I was saving pretty consistently, but then, life happens and I had to stop. So I stopped saving a little bit, but for those few months that I stopped actively putting money into that savings account, I was collecting high interest on the savings account. So it was great. It was like, oh, I'm not doing anything, but I just made 13 bucks for nothing. Like, this is how you win against the bank, really. Like, they get no fees for it and you get free interest. Awesome. The trick isn't the amount, it's the habit. Start small. You can always increase it as you go, and chances are you're gonna want to increase it as you go because you'll see how sick it is when it goes up by itself. There's a truth nobody tells you. You can't save your way to $10,000 fast if you're only relying on cutting back. At some point, you have to focus on the other side of the equation, making more money. So step 5 is to add an extra income stream. Before you roll your eyes, I'm not saying you need to start like 5 side hustles, launch a YouTube channel, and become like a crypto bro overnight. But an extra $200 a month, that's $2,400 a year. Over a few years, that's your 10K. So some ideas for you. So freelance a skill that you already have. Design, writing, tutoring, weekend or seasonal shifts, flipping items online from all that crap that you have stacked in your garage. Monetize a hobby, photography, fitness, coaching, baking, whatever you're into. My first attempt at a side hustle was when I became a nutritionist. I really genuinely wanted to help people. And I thought, okay, let me slap a price on this that is significantly lower than what those big box places would charge. So I did that. I charged $50. That's like nothing compared to what you'll see online now for anything health related. So I did that for a few years. And not only was I making a few extra bucks that I could put towards my savings and investments, but it was fulfilling helping people messaging you saying, hey, you actually changed my life. That's the most value I got out of it. Extra income is honestly a cheat code. You'll hit 10K so much faster when you stack savings and earnings. Step 6, stack momentum with debt payoff. If you've got high interest debt, here's the harsh truth. Saving $10,000 is almost impossible if money is leaking out of your 20% interest payments. That's where the snowball method comes in. The same strategy I used to wipe out the debt that I was in. List out all your debts, smallest to largest. Pay the minimum on everything. Throw extra money at the smallest one until it's absolutely gone, and then you roll that payment into the next debt. Every time you knock out a balance, you free up more cash to save. It's like leveling up in a video game. This was extremely motivating for me. I had several small debts and several large debts, and I decided to follow this method unknowingly, but followed it nonetheless. And getting rid of one debt at a time felt like such an achievement, and be able to tell myself, okay, no, this is not my money when I finished off this debt. I take the money from there, I stack it to the next debt, and I finish that one even faster. Then I finished the next one even faster, and it felt so good. Knocking out debt isn't just financial, it's psychological. Once that weight is gone, your $10,000 will skyrocket. Step 7, celebrate the milestones. And this is hugely important. Saving can feel like a grind, so you have to celebrate the wins. Every $1,000 saved is a level up. Celebrate, but keep it small. Like a pizza night, yes. $800 trip to Vegas, maybe not. Every single time I hit a little milestone, what I would do is I would take the savings in the next saving automation. I would take that and go out for a nice dinner, go watch a movie, put a little bit more in my vacation fund. That's how I celebrated. I put myself one step closer to the things I genuinely care about. Celebrating is going to keep you motivated without blowing your progress. So here's the deal. Hitting $10,000 might feel impossible at first, but it's just math plus consistency. The roadmap is simple. Know your money, cut the junk, open a 10K fund, automate your savings, add income, pay down your debt, and celebrate milestones. It's genuinely not about perfection. It's about sticking with it long enough to see that balance climb. And when you finally see $10,000 saved, you'll realize something huge. The money is great, but the confidence, oh man, it's so much better. You'll prove to yourself that you're in control, not your paycheck, not your debt, not your habits. that's the moment you stop living paycheck to paycheck and start living on your terms. Subscribing helps me get that much closer to buying a boat. So like, come on, what do you have to lose? And I'll see you next week.